Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year's to everyone. It is January 1st, 2024. We are here, we are live, and we've got some great alpha coming for you guys today. If you guys saw the headline today on the thumbnail, we also put in there a little teaser for what could 2024 bring for Bitcoin price. So, of course, you guys are going to be seeing this stuff all over YouTube and X. You're going to be seeing stuff like this right here. What top predictions for 2024? We're going to take a look at what Bitcoin could do and give you a little reason behind that prediction to see what we could be seeing. Because honestly, guys, we could be seeing something based off of this little chart right here that we're going to be showing you guys. So if you guys are joining us today, that means that you guys have no life because you did not party it up at midnight last night and you decided to get up and join us here this morning. Thank God my team is not big partiers also because they're all here with me. They're all here. OC guy, Tradefly, Happy New Year's, guys. How you doing today?
Happy New Year's. He thinks I didn't party, but
Happy New Year.
I had a few
He's like,
libations.
he's like legendary aviation coffee can get me through any type of morning.
That is it. There's the shill right there. Yeah, man,
One minute in.
it was good. Hit the hills this weekend. That was cool. Did some tubing
Nice.
with the kids. It was a lot of fun. And then yeah, just hung out, played some categories last night. So that's how I know I'm really getting old. That was my pregame.
I'm gonna need you.
pre-ball
I'm gonna
drop.
need you to settle. I'm gonna need you to settle down a little bit. You're
Yeah.
on the edge. On the edge, man. Oh, see, guy, what'd you do down there in Cozumel, man? Did you drink some, $1 tequila and get drunk at the club, at the disco, at the discotheque?
Ton of seawater. I'm just kidding. No, it was pretty chill. It was pretty chill out. We started earlier. We have a family dinner, and we started here at home, and then we migrated to MJ's home. We stayed there for the most of the part. We stayed up late, like somewhere around 3 to 4 a.m., talking about some old back in the day stories with their parents, their aunts, their uncles, and so on and so forth. It was a pretty nice party, if we can call it.
Awesome. Good job, man. I'm glad you guys had a good New Year's. I closed out 2023 watching Oppenheimer with my wife. We had a nice dinner. My son went out to a party. And then me and my wife, we had a nice dinner and watched Oppenheimer and just hung out and went to bed about midnight. So, hey, it's okay.
How was that
If you
movie?
guys don't, Oppenheimer was amazing, dude. It's actually a really good movie, especially from someone that's in the Intel field. My wife and I both worked Intel in the Army.
Okay.
So to see how the Army worked in the United States, like we could never do 90% of what the military was doing in the US today. Like what they were doing back in World War II. There's no way, people would be up in arms. So yeah, interesting. But yeah, so shout out to Ben Redden here. He said, yo, and Tradefly also in here. Mr. J always in here. He said, morning crew. I don't know if he was saying good morning to the crew or if he was calling us the morning crew, but hey, we're here with you guys live every single Monday through Friday, with some exceptions, live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys don't know, I actually broadcast from the Mountain Standard Time. Tradefly is broadcasting from Pacific Standard Time, and OC Guy is broadcasting from Central. So you guys are getting this at 9:30 on the East Coast, but it's actually 8:30 for OC, 7:30 for me, and 6:30 in the morning for Tradefly. So Tradefly, you are truly the king of the morning crew, bro. Justin Eubanks in here saying Happy New Year. Otter Gang, they got the OGs in here with Alex O Crypto himself dropping in with us. He said Happy New Year, homies. So let's go. Alex O said he was dancing last night. Eric Wallace said, whoa, we're doing this today? Yeah, Eric Wallen, we're doing this today. This is happening, bro. We may only have 11 people in here watching right now because everyone's hungover, but you know what? We're here for you guys. I just wanted to hang out with my friends, OC and Tradefly, so it's all good. I'm not even going to tell you guys that you need to push that button over there and do all that stuff. I'll just do this and you can do it yourself. Alameo, he said, Alex O Crypto said your categories that's pretty intense. That's what he said. So
It was, man. It was wrecking my head.
and Alex O said that OC drank the worm. That's not tequila. That is mezcal. Just so you know, Alex O.
Exactly.
Yeah. We watched Oppenheimer too. Did you really, Eric Wallen watched Oppenheimer last night also, so that's pretty cool. And then Merci Beaucoup said, keep calm and buy Bitcoin. I could not agree with that more. That is the way that we do it. So, guys, let's go ahead and get into some news and articles, and let's talk about what we're seeing right now. And then we will head into the charts and we'll talk about how does Bitcoin hit $170,000 in 2024. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's jump over into the news. Guys, markets are closed today, so nothing going on big over in the world of the macroeconomic stuff. So we're just going to leave all of that alone. We're just going to get right into the news today. So markets being closed is going to give us a little less volume and volatility today. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. We'll be taking a look at what that means for price. But right now, guys, if you guys have your mortgage at all with this company called Nation Star Mortgage, and they're actually a pretty big one. I've never heard them, but they're massively big. U.S. lender exposes 14 million social security numbers, bank account numbers, and other sensitive information in a massive data breach. So look, hey, it's a schemes and hacks thing that didn't happen with crypto. What do you know? This happens in Web 2 traditional finance also. Shocker, right? One of one of the largest mortgage lenders in the country just suffered a massive security breach, enabled hackers to access the personal information of millions of customers. In a filing with the Office of Maine Attorney General, the home loan service company, Mr. Cooper, reveals that bad actors stole sensitive information belonging to about 14.7 million Americans during a cyber attack in October. He said unauthorized party accessed the firm's system between October 30th and November 1st and looted files containing the names, addresses, phone numbers, social security numbers, dates of birth, bank account numbers of current and former customers. So this bank was formerly, Mr. Cooper is what the name of the bank is, well, the name of the firm, mortgage firm, but they were formerly known as Nation Star, and they're a Dallas-based non-bank home servicer with 4.1 million customers across the country. So I want to talk real fast about this so that people understand why this is relevant to their crypto and their market accounts, guys. So they got addresses, phone numbers, everything, right? So they probably have emails, they have your phone number, they got a name, so they can call up and do things like, ring, ring, you pick up the phone, hello, and they're like, yes, is this Richard? And you're like, yes, this is Richard. Who is this? Or you can even, do like I do. Who's asking? Who the hell are you? Because I don't, if you call me and you say, is this Richard? I'm not going to give you my name, and I'm not going to say yes because, they might be recording. I'm super paranoid. But they could tell you, yes, this is such and such from, this is a true story, by the way. This is such and such from Google Mail services, and we were calling to let you know that someone is trying to change your password, and we just wanted to confirm if this was you or not. They're calling from this number, and I said, well, why can't you send me an email to do this? And they're like, well, HTML is down. I said, yeah, I bet your HTML is down. Once you guys get a life, and I hung up on them, right? But this is the type of stuff that they can do to try to plug into you and get that info. You guys gotta be very careful out there. You got to be very, very careful. So I just wanted to make you guys understand. Do you guys have any examples of how this stuff could be used to get go fishing on someone on trying to get their info? Because, for example, if you got access to Gmail, they might be doing their verifications through their email on a two-factor authentication for some type of crypto account or something like that. So, you guys, tell me your examples of how this could be used against people, just so that they know. Because I want to protect the people. Go, somebody.
Yeah, man. So the big one that's going around, I'd say lately, is the phishing attacks, right? So you get those emails, and then it's not a legitimate email, but they've gotten so good at making it look legit. So one of the things that I always do, and I preach to people, go to the website. Go to the website and look for the information they're saying. If there's going to be a refund, if there's going to be something that is expected, like go to the website and type it in yourself. Don't go through links. So that's one thing that I always avoid. If people send me any videos or clips or anything through like a messenger app, I do not open them. I don't even care. It's family, so
I just had that
that's my
last night.
personal thing.
I had that last night. A good buddy of mine from back in Indiana before I joined the military, he was just sent me, like, out of the blue, 3 video links in the past 2 days. Didn't say anything to me, didn't comment to me at all. Nothing. Nothing like, hey, check this out. This is funny. Or I think you'd like this, Rick, or nothing like that. Just 3 video links. And I was like, why do you keep sending me video links and not saying anything? And he's like, I just thought you'd think they was funny, homie. Like, happy New Year. And I was like, dude, I don't click links in my world, man.
Nope.
I don't know what world you're in, but in my world, I don't click links, especially when it's a video. Hey, check out this video. And there's no, hey, check out this video wording, nothing in it, right? So,
Right.
yeah, so definitely be careful of the phishing, especially any links. OC, you got any examples?
Yes, absolutely. Right now, especially right here in Mexico, they've been using the AI. Just they call your parents or something, or your daughters or sons, and they record it, they process it, and then they use it to overlay another voice. So then they call you, and they pretend to be them under stress and start yelling, and you need to do this. This is very urgent. It needs to be done now, or I went to an accident. Please go to the room. There's a safe. Please just take out that. And let me ask you, how many of you guys have your safe in the room? Right? I mean, something very
I'm not going to tell you where my safe is, OC.
Oh,
nice fishing attempt there, guy.
Okay, I can tell you that if you go to my home, there is no safe. Everything is encrypted. So yeah.
I have a small armory in my house, so you guys can speculate what else you think is in here, and then decide if you want to take the risk of my small armory. With 3 combat veterans in the home, that's on you.
I got a new safe for Christmas, man. It's one of those like figure ones right by the bed. I'm pretty stoked about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if I want to come into your house, I just chop off your hand, use your hand to open your safe. Got it.
I mean,
cool.
You got to make it up here first, brother. So
challenge accepted. No, I'm just,
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and jump into the news again, guys.
I was a Marine, brother. Remember that. I'm wearing the hoodie. So
yeah.
nice.
I know.
I was almost
all I gotta do is throw sand in the opposite direction of me and tell you to storm the beach, and you're occupied. Major asset managers.
I feel like a little chasing a ball, man. Like so.
Major asset managers revise Bitcoin ETF applications as SEC deadline nears. I just want to remind you guys of this. We're not going to dig into this because we know that they keep updating this stuff more and more as we get closer and closer. And I think there's actually a story, a little thing on this that TradeFly is going to talk about in a minute. So I just wanted to bring up this headline here. Let's move on here, guys. TRB. Did you guys see this yesterday on TRB at all? Did you watch this at all, OC? Did you see TRB yesterday? Okay.
No, I was reading the comments, but I did not want to take a look at TRB, although I did sell OP.
This thing absolutely rocketed, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, went into free fall and just wrecked people. Price crashed from $600 to $137, triggering $68 million in liquidations here. The teller team deposited 4.2K TRB, which is worth $2.4 million during extreme volatility. Okay. In a dramatic turn of events, the price of teller TRB experienced a roller coaster ride, soaring to an all-time high of $600 before crashing to $137 within a span of 24 hours. The sudden volatility triggered massive $68 million in liquidations, making it the most liquidated token in recent trading history. Crypto analytics platform Look On Chain sounded the alarm on X, formerly Twitter, stating that this TRB crash led to the liquidation of that 68 million worth of assets, and said in the past 24 hours, TRB soared to $600 and then plummeted to $137. At the time of reporting, Teller's prices experienced a partial recovery, currently standing at about $185. Might take a look at that here in a minute. But this represents a staggering 34% decline in 24 hours. Market manipulation, as someone was just saying in here, I think it was... He said, Classic. Check the wallets. Yeah, it was Reggie Classics. TRB pump and dump. Check the top holder wallets. Meanwhile, Teller Team's response to the situation has garnered attention, especially their decision to deposit that 4,211 TRB after the price spike. This move has sparked discussions within the crypto community, with some questioning the motives behind such a deposit during an extreme period of volatility. Crypto tracking service Spot on Chain weighing in the situation stated in a tweet that both long and short positions have been cleared out by whales. Observations suggest that large market participants, commonly referred to as whales, may have played a significant role in that manipulation of price. So, yeah, we'll take a look at that chart today here. Guys, top crypto predictions for 2024. We're going to be going into some of this on Bitcoin here in a minute, and might even look at some other stuff. But you guys, let us know in the chat what you'd like us to take a look at there, and we will get into those. Bitcoin halving coming up. People anticipating the SEC's approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF applications. Many are predicting that Bitcoin will surpass the coveted 100K mark. So, what about the rest of the market? Here are the top predictions for 2024, according to this article. DeFi to catch a second wind in 2024. Says 2024 may be the year that DeFi makes a comeback despite its performance witnessing a slow burn in the beginning of 2023. The optimism comes from the performance of multiple DeFi projects that are slowly catching steam. Optimism, for instance, has had a yearly increase of 321%, the majority of which happened in December 2023. I think I got that a little bit too big. There we go. We see 2024 as a year where DeFi projects catalyze the legitimate traction for DeFi and establish the start of a long-term mainstream adoption. So we'll see that. The second one, Binance won't be the leading exchange in 2024. Binance will lose the number one position for spot trading to competitors like OKX, Bybit, Coinbase, and BitGet, tweeted the official channel of investment for Van Eck. While FTX's collapse allowed Binance to bolster its size in the cryptocurrency market, with the departure of CZ, they believe that they're going to pull back, and Binance trading volume has been falling since September 2023. Furthermore, Oxscope, not even sure who that is, has recently reported that Binance spot trading market shares tanked by 40%. So I believe this is probably true. I think it's going to be Coinbase. What do you guys think on this? Real fast, and then we'll move on.
Just about to ask that question. Like, what do you guys think? And yeah, I would agree. I think it's Coinbase because they've now opened up, business in Europe and some, outside of the US. They're expanding. So not only are they expanding, you see that they have futures now. And then they are the custodian for some of these major ETFs. So yeah, I think Coinbase is probably going to be the one.
Oh, see, you agree or disagree?
I do agree. I mean, it seems to be like leading that way. So I still want to wait for it to happen. Although I do believe it's going to be Coinbase. It's that giant.
It is. And they're getting, they're getting a lot of support on the regulation side. I mean, they still haven't gotten clear guidance from the SEC, but at least they're doing everything in their power to be a regulated entity in this field. So, U.S. banks will give tokenized payments a shot, with institutions like J.P. Morgan rolling out tokenized payments on enterprise applications. Multiple crypto enthusiasts say that more U.S. banks will adopt it with tokenized payments. The process will accelerate the TradeFi banking to be more efficient and versatile. I do want to point out, Bank of America has predicted that the tokenization of traditional assets may reshape banking infrastructure in public and private markets over the next 5 to 15 years. Guys, J.P. Morgan that they're referencing here actually did their own token internal, though. They don't. It's not. Like, you can't go trade JP Morgan token, I'm pretty sure. Am I correct on that? Let me know in the chat. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was an internalized private token that they have. So just because more banks are going to get tokenized doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to pick up something that is in our world of crypto assets to do that with. So I just want to point that out. Metaverse will make a comeback. They said that, look, Gala rose as much as 189% in December. Okay. And Gala Games, guys, a lot of people thought Gala was pretty much dead. They went up by almost 190% in December. So metaverse tokens might be something to take a look at, because we haven't really seen any movement in metaverse tokens really in the grand scheme. It's kind of fallen off behind AI and this and that, right? So maybe metaverse is going to be one of those things that gets its little time, and we think that AI propelling this metaverse creation, decentralized virtual worlds more feasible. We might see a lot of movement on this. Who is in here talking right now?
That's correct. We're good.
Okay. Got it. Conclusion: 2024 could be the year that crypto finally ventures into the hot zone after shivering in the market's winter for so long. Longest bear market ever. However, whether or not these predictions materialize will depend on the first quarter of 2024. Tradefly, you said you had a little something about the ETF stuff, right?
I do.
All
Yeah.
right,
So
let's jump over to there, and then let's do that, and then get into this $170,000 Bitcoin prediction. Let's go.
all right, so if you actually come to this article and read it, the point of this article is actually a little bit different than the narrative that I'm going to spin here. So just understand that. So there's a lot of hype around the Bitcoin ETF, and people think that the price is just going to initially explode. Well, there's a little bit of argument here saying that that price is already priced in. Now, they're kind of saying that, hey, like once the ETF is approved, we don't think there's going to be as big a pump because everyone has already really front run this ETF. And that's why we've kind of see this up and right trajectory of all the crypto assets right here. But the underlying message of this story, just so you have a little context behind it, it is actually comparing it to gold and the gold's trajectory and how it actually quadrupled once the ETF was approved. Now that's over time. So understand short term, they think it's priced in. Long term, they think there's going to be a major movement and an influx of maybe billions to trillions of dollars.
Okay, so they think it's already cooked in there as of
And
now,
yeah,
based on
they,
the growth projections of it. Okay,
I think
so
it's
let's
going to be
talk
a
about this for
letdown.
a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. What if they've already bought it's already priced in. What if the demand is greater than they expect though? Is it possible that we see a them have to go back to the numbers and go, hey guys, we did not project the right amount on this, and I don't think that that's cooked in. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I 100% agree actually. So, always the fun part of bringing these articles up is so that maybe sometimes we can cut them back down and be like, "Nope, we disagree with that." Right? Give us a talking
Yeah.
point. But I think we're going to pop. And the reason I think that is cuz we saw what happened when we had that fake news come out with Cointelegraph and look who I'm looking at right now, so the irony in that. But I think we're going to see a pretty big pop initially. But then it's like, where do we go and where do we hit our head? And that's kind of the game we'll have to look at and play, on the TA side of it.
Yeah, and talking about the TA side, let's go ahead and jump over here, guys. So check it out. I went back through and I looked at the year prior to or the year of the halving, the exact year of the halving, because we normally have the year of the halving, and the following year is the parabolic run up, right? So looking back here at 2012, how does Bitcoin get to 170K in 2024, Piper? Well, OC, I'm glad you asked. Um, so taking a look here at this 12-month period of 2012, going from the end of December all the way through to the end of December, right? So from the end of December to the end of December over the halving year, taking a look at this here on Bitstamp so we can get all this data, guys, we did have a move there of 189% from the close of December through the close of December. We did have some downside movement here that I want to point out of about 17% to the downside, a little retracement. But for the year of the halving, 190% move up. Okay. Pretty typical back then. Not a lot of people knew about it and stuff like that. So let's get into the next one here and let's take a look at this. This is going to be looking at the time period of 2016. And if we take a look at 2016 here, the market closed on December at about $431. Wow. $431 Bitcoin. Would you guys love to see that? Going into January 1st of 2016. And across 2016, we had a movement here of about 124.26% there. There we go. Yeah, 124% there to the upside, a downside of about 19%. So nothing too strong, nothing too bad there. On the movement side, but yeah, there was 124% closing out at the year from that 431 up to $966. Mind you, parabolic run up the next time, right? There we go. Let's go take a look here, though. Yeah, it was absolutely astronomical. If we take a look here at 2020, and this is the last halving that we had, this is where I'm getting that number from, and we're going to talk about a couple of things on these numbers here. One, we had an upside movement of 304%. So huge move up there for it. And if we actually look, I want to see how much was the move up for the second part of the year. Did a majority of it happen here? Let's see. Um, to the top 130. Yeah. Majority of the move happened in the year of the halving, not the actual parabolic run year. So interesting there. That kind of flipped that normal form around of how it grows. But taking a look here, we had a downside movement of 47%. So we had really good upside move, really harsh downside move. What I want to point out here, though, guys, we had a little thing happened here. You guys may or may not remember it. It was kind of in the news here and there. We had this thing called a global pandemic that happened. And that scared the crap out of the markets, probably giving us the reason for this 47% down, which was unheard of before that. But we also had a lot of stimmies that were put into the biddies by these on these stimulus checks, right? So all of these investors moving this market, that was a big influx of free money that people weren't going out to spend. They were on lockdown, and they had a lot of money to just push into speculative assets, which, hey, there you go. That's Bitcoin, right? So we have a reason for both of these. Now, that being said, let's go take a look at the next halving. Here we go. I've already got it all built out here for you guys. Did all the work this morning. Woke up, got my aviation coffee going here, and then started doing some charting. So, two shills. Cheers. So let's get in here and take a look at Bitcoin here, guys, on the 2024 cycle. So if we go in here and we take a look at what we have for this cycle, let's take a look and see if we put this as a 2012 here, what would this look like on the cycle? We're at 188%. That would put Bitcoin at about $122,000. Okay. If we repeated 2012. Now, everyone says that this cycle, well, not everyone, but a lot of people say that this cycle looks a lot like the pre-cycle, not 2020 cycle, but 2016 cycle, right? So let's take a look at 2016 and see what that would look like. That would be about 125% move. That would put Bitcoin in the realm of $95,000 on December 31st, by December 31st of 2024. So still have a whole year after that, well, about 9 months, 10 months of the bull run after that. So yeah, that would put us around $95,000 if we had a 2016 repeat in 2024. But if we look at 2020 and this is what I want to talk about here, not the white lines. 304% move on Bitcoin in 2024, repeating its movement from the stimulus checks of the last cycle. That would put Bitcoin at a $170,000 Bitcoin. Now, mind you, a 50% move on this one, guys, if we were to have a 50% downside move like we've seen in the past, that would put Bitcoin in the realm here of about $21,000. We don't have, as of right now, any black swan events on the calendar. I checked. There's no black swan events on the calendar for 2024. Let's jump over here real fast and let's just talk about this. How feasible is this? How feasible is a $170,000 Bitcoin in 2024? Now, you just said that the ETF stuff is already cooked into the price, right? Got it. Okay. So say it is, and we just have, a normal year. We're still looking at a $95,000 Bitcoin by 2024. I'll take it, right? We still have 2025 to still get some more growth in there. But what if that scenario I just said, they realize that a lot more people want to put their 401ks and their pensions and this and that. They don't want to do a 2% or a 3%. They want 5% in high risk, right? So they want to go 5% into their Bitcoin out of their 401ks. And all of these institutions, BlackRock's, Grayscales, Fidelity's, all of this, they all go, hey, we didn't buy enough Bitcoin, and they have to start buying this Bitcoin, and that supply, that liquidity availability starts dropping even more along with that having supply shock. Do we see a 300% move? What's the feasibility? What is it possible that we see a $170,000 Bitcoin in 2024? I know what my answer is. I just want to hear what you guys think. Let us know in the chat. put a just let us know. Yes, I think it's possible. No, it's not possible. Maybe 2025, or Piper, your math is wrong and you're smoking crack. Let me know in the chat, guys. Tradefly or OC, one of you guys take it. Tell me what your guys' thoughts on this are.
I do
Yeah,
believe
man.
that we're gonna be having an absolute blowout to that section, and not only because let me go back a little bit here. So, TradeFlight was mentioning that maybe we already have that price cooked in, and I do agree with that. But if we can jump really quick to my charts in here, I want to show you something that we've been looking at. This is no new. We've been looking at this over the past a couple of what is it of months. So remember that here on on Piper Academy, we were looking at this range. Look at where we are on that range, all right? So something also interesting. Look at this AB and AB. All right. So I am possibly expecting a pull in this section if we cannot break it. Although, what could be the next possible resistance? Somewhere around 53. Why am I telling you this, guys? Because if we keep moving up in here while we are in a very, very strong resistance now, well, then we could be having that retracement on the release of the ETF, which I don't believe it's going to be like a huge, like ginormous retracement. It will be a big retracement. Nonetheless, I believe it's going to also be pumping. Why? Because I mean, the same institutions that already bought in, or everybody that has already bought in because of the ETF, whenever the ETF is going to be happening, I believe the late people are start going to be buying, and then they're going to be dropping by selling whatever, and then re-entering back below, and then blowing up. This is also what I wanted to show you guys. I've been looking, or I've been watching at least for 4 years, or 4 or 3 years, something around that, stock to flow index here. So this is a basic, this is a model that I mean, I'm not going to be going so in depth into this model, but this is a very nice model that incorporates many things and is giving us a prediction. Look at how well we've been following this kind of prediction. All right. So something important that I want to point out is this section in here, and where we are right now. If we can start looking at that, and let me see if I can make it bigger.
I
Nope.
do want to point out that this is the chart that wrecked everybody waiting for $100,000 Bitcoin in 2021. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I mean, it wasn't 100. It was 106, right? We weren't that far away, right?
yeah, we
So
were.
yes,
Yeah, we
absolutely,
were.
I do understand it. Yeah, we went that far away. I mean, in proportion on how much we went up and then we went back down. All right. So, but I want to point out is what it actually played out, which are this section in blue, right? So as we can see, we have a section in blue, and then most likely we have a retracement, a little retracement, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. And if we have that ETF news, I do believe that we're gonna get to 100K at least, or again something around the realms of the previous prediction, something around 95, 100, or something like that. So I do believe that is very, very possible, despite whatever it happens. That's what I'm planning for, but again, not financial advice. And I will be quick to start getting some of my money back as we start getting there. And then, as always, just leave a little bit just in case we have a black swan event to the upside, right? And then start taking some more profits there. But yeah,
So
that's what I got.
leave this up. Because one thing that I'm looking at, and I'm a visual guy, right? So it's kind of why I like
Mhm.
looking at charts. Looking at the charts, look at the trajectory of this chart, and look how it's very steep in the beginning, and then look how it's starting to round out of where we're at. And that's kind of the basis that I think, yes, we have that huge growth on the front side. I think it's going to be really hard for it to make that jump, in the extreme, like when we're getting up into the 100s or a little higher up into the 100s. I'm a lot more conservative where I think Bitcoin's going to go. And just looking at the two previous highs, I'm going to keep this a little bit quicker. If you want to switch over to my screen real quick, I got, I'm a trend line guy, right? So I love the trend lines. And you got your high, then you got your next high. And then let's look at where that would be in December of 2024. That would put us at about 88,000, we'll say, which is a 100% move. That's significant, and that's going to be great for everyone, especially if you're layered into some altcoins and you have a diverse portfolio, like Piper was showing you last episode. But one way or another, I think realistically, conservatively, about 88,000 is kind of my target area initially before we see some kind of, I'd say, rejection.
Okay, I can go with that. Let me jump over to my charts while we're talking about trend lines, and I can pull up this beautiful beast. Here we go. Yeah, any chance I get to get this one in here, guys, I just do want to show you that we're still looking good in phase 3, by the way. We're still looking solid here on this phase 3 positioning. So well above that 0.66 coming in at 38,380. So looks like we're even making a nice little pennant there on the weekly. So shout out to Bitcoin pennants. Let's go and take a look here, and let's move out here and let's look at where December would be here. I'm going to do a little line here for December of 2024. So let's do a little vertical lineage. Let's go right there. That's perfect. There we go. And that is our line. So let's go ahead and make this line a color that stands out. Let's do white. Let's do white. There we go. So taking a look here, guys, if we take a look at what December 2024 would put us at, I've told you guys, I believe that we're going to trade between the golden pocket and the platinum pocket through most of this bull run, right? If we look at where that would be at in December, the bottom of that golden pocket would be 111,000, almost 112K. That platinum pocket in there would be about 60,942. I would say that this resistance line at 106, and the reason that I have this here is based on the platinum pocket at the end of the bull run cycle. I project that's going to be somewhere around September time period there. It'll be about $100,000. So I do believe that there's going to be a hard rejection, psychological number of 100K, so on and so forth. Also, it would be in line with hitting that golden pocket right in here somewhere prior to that, about 100,000 and coming down. So yeah, I'm looking at about 100K also. I'm in agreement for 2024 with you on that projection target, looking at 100K for 2024. But I just wanted to see, what if we get into the golden pocket again? So this is what I want to point out right here, guys. We were in the golden pocket for about 2 months before we lost it. We'd never been this low, retested it, came back below. It is quite possible, if we come back up to test the golden pocket, that we get back into consolidation in the golden pocket. If we were to do that, that could put us as high as 130,000 in 2024 here, 112 for the bottom. So I could see us getting back in there. Don't know if it's going to happen that way. Don't know if it's going to happen. Of course, we don't know anything, right? We don't know anything. It's all speculation. But if that was to happen, that would be a pretty significant level of support at 100K at that point. I do believe it would come back and test 100K and then look for a bounce on that. So that's what I'm seeing there on that. Let's go ahead and get into some local time TA, 4 hour, not 1 year from now. And guys, let us know in the chat what you guys think about this. If you guys think that this is these levels that we're talking about here are relevant, then let us know in the chat. I'd love to know what you guys watching right now think about that. So OC
Come on
or
back to
trade
me.
flight.
I got another one. Here we go. All right, another one of my trend lines. All right, so this one right here, this trend line right here specifically was talked about. A lot, right? And it had never fallen below that trend line. I think it was for like 2 years. All right, and you could see that it found support here, significant support, rode it all the way up. And then once it fell through that trend line, remember, I talk about this all the time. Once it falls through that support and you see a significant move to the downside, then that lets you know that it's a very significant area, or an area to really keep an eye on, and that you might find resistance at. Guess where that kind of lines up with? Right around 87 to 88,000. Again, I'm going to be the perma bear here, I guess, and the conservative one. But again, I think that's the area we find that rejection.
I'm gonna need you to get off your bear stuff, man.
Hey, you need a contrarian, man. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm just messing with you. No, I agree. Hart, what's up, brother? Welcome. Happy New Year to you too, my man. If I were disinefficient, it would be to get into your trading view and delete that chart. Thanks, Alexo. I appreciate you. Thanks very much. You're the man. I feel so
That's my
attacked
way.
right now I feel so attacked by Alex O right now. Um, otters are dangerous, guys. Just so you know, they might be cute and furry and fun, but they're dangerous, mean animals. So, um,
There it is.
let's go and get into some charts here, though. Let's take a look at Bitcoin right now on the 4 hour. Bitcoin, I did a little adjustment here, and I'm going to turn off the auto print. There we go. I did a little adjustment to the channel this weekend because I believe that I had it up a little bit higher. If you guys remember, we were actually running like up in here with it. I actually think that we're here on it, and it's going to come back. It's going to be this line, this touch, and all of these touches here on the bottom of this channel. And I think we're still in this channel climbing up. We are above the dynamic reactor, and we did get another flip of the ribbon coming up out of the cloud. It looks like it's going to try to pull up here. Things are looking pretty good today on Bitcoin. We had this little bottom touch here, gave us a bullish divergence here on the chart prime oscillator. We hit that 30% line on RSI prime, and we bottomed out on the signal line of the Ichimoku oscillator. It does look like we're starting to go light pink right now, which means transition, right? If it goes into yellow while it's in this cloud and heads to the upside, going to be pretty bullish here, but be advised, be aware, we do have a trend assistant coming in at about 43,300 right now, and we do have a nice little resistant trend line here to the downside, which would be the top side of that pennant that we're currently doing. And that's going to be coming in right around 43.5. So that's what I'm watching for resistance above us right now. But right now, we do have good support running with that dynamic reactor in this channel to the upside. I'm going to kick it over to OC, let OC do a little OP. And then if one of you guys want to grab TRB and do that one, that would be awesome. OC, kicking it over to you.
Absolutely. So we've been looking at OP recently. Remember that we have a possible entry right down there on the number 1 line. Tick tock, time is ticking, and we're having a ranging here, a possible Wyckoff pattern here, possible. But the important thing to notice is that the time is ticking and we haven't reached it. So let me show you what we got here. So this is a little bit of my spaghetti. So bear with me. I'm going to be zooming in here and letting you know where is my confluence zone at. Why? Because that's exactly what I have. Number 1, this was a trend assistant. I don't quite remember what it was, this one, and just leave it with also the dynamic reactor. So I choose a midpoint in here to start predicting where I could be having that retracement. Look at where is now that I've broken this, and let me just hide everything. Now that I have broken this rising wedge, I have my smart target played out, and look at where is it at. All right, take a look at back. Where's my possible entry? Although the time is ticking, I need to look at my oscillators to have a little bit more understanding on what I'm looking at. So far, everything is zero volume, zero squeeze momentum, zero strength. We are very low on the squeeze momentum and ADX. So since I'm not willing to take or try to extract that juice out of a dry lemon, I mean, let's just start using something else. And that something else could be our RSI prime. Let me make it bigger. Yes, at this point, we are, look at that, making a solid base and also making a little pattern here, all right? So just make sure that when we break this pattern, you know what to do here, and possibly either breaking back inside and
He froze.
if I'm looking. Yep.
You're back. You're good.
Oh, did you guys lost me?
Yeah, for
Just
like
for a second.
the last 3 seconds.
Oh, I see. So if we break above in this triangle, we're most likely going to be breaking inside back. And if we break inside back in this triangle, most likely we're going to be hitting something around 463. And if we confirm breaking back or down this triangle, we're going to be getting somewhere around 30.
We lost you
I'm
again,
sticking for
OC.
OPs to make sure. Yep. That's it.
All right. Tradefly, what you got, bro? We also have a request for some injective, INJ, render, ADA, bonk, CASPA, and XRP. So if you want to take any of those, if you got something on your own, I'll kick it over to you. What you got, bro?
Yeah, I got TRB. That was the initial request there. So taking a look at that, here is our daily shield for Chart Prime. You can see that it was forming a rising, looks like a wedge there, maybe a channel, but you can see the breakout, which was indicated here by the green bubble. And then boom, that thing took off to the moon and then it came back to Earth very quickly. All right, so came back to Earth. What do we find support here on the order block? So it's another part of the indicator here, and those are pretty nice. You could see that it actually played out. It found support there on that order block, and then we got right back into the initial channel that we had. So channel's going up and right now. It looks like we did find support, and it's kind of just figuring out what it wants to do inside of that channel. Now, when I come down to some of the indicators, it's going to be very hard because the movement of the price action was so fast, so quick. Sometimes it takes a second for indicators to catch up. But I would have said here when I saw this initial pump up, or not initial, but this massive pump up, one of the things that you could look at here on the prime oscillator is that you could see that the RSI was trending down and right. So that gives you a little bit of pause, a little bit of hesitation, and could have been an indicator for you to potentially take profits at that point. So I will say that right now it's, I'm not going to make any kind of prediction on this because I can see the volatility in the chart, and I don't want to go there and give anybody any kind of advice. But I will say we are in this channel, so let's keep an eye on that. And just so you can see the high side there of resistance, you're looking at about 224, maybe as high as 231. And then the bottom side, obviously, this is where we found support. You're looking at 124. That's a massive, massive spread, but you can see how quickly this coin can move. So that's because it's low cap. So when you have low cap and you don't have a lot of liquidity in a certain token or a project, you can see these big movements. So what I would say here, my advice, not financial advice, but I would say be very, very careful. But also, this could be an opportunity to get back in if you missed the move up. So that's what I got for TRB.
Nice, nice. I'm going to jump over here to my chart. I've got a little bit of CASP up here by request from Alex O Crypto. Looking here, we can see that we did fall back down in the past 24 hours below the phase 5 golden pocket of 11.2 cents. Right now, tested it on this 4-hour candle as resistance, sitting below the dynamic reactor. So this means that we are bearish. However, we are starting to get some curvature down here on the Oscillator Pro, and the RSI Prime is printing a tiny, ever so tiny little sliver there on the RSI Prime of a green candle. I am seeing, though, however, if we take a look here, that we are starting to get a little curvature here on the signal line of the Ichimoku also. Could get, rejection down from here again and pull back into this entire regression trend that was here. I'm still watching to see if we can make it back down for a double bottom here at 9.6 cents. So that's what I'm seeing on Casper right now. Watching that as it plays on this phase 5 at 11.2 cents. It seems to be that range that was previous support back in here. And then we got a lot of rejection there on it, and we're continuing the trend down. We are currently sitting with a consolidation score of 5 right now and a prime score of 3, which means this is predicting that we will likely see continuation of trading here, but I could see dumps down to as low as 9.6 cents and pumps as high as 12.8. So that would be that phase 6 golden pocket there on XRP. Let me go take a look at ADA real fast, and we'll see what's going on there. And then OC, what do you have up next? Can you take a look at Bonk or Render?
Absolutely. I had prepared XRP, but we can do Bunk or Render.
Okay. Yep. Well, XRP is one of them also, as long as we're knocking out this list here. Taking a look at ADA here, guys, we did get a nice clean bounce on the bottom of the dynamic reactor here. This would have been on Sunday afternoon here. Got a little bounce up, and we are holding this right now as support still. I will point out that the prime score is 9, meaning that we are still in an upward trend, but we're also in a consolidation score because of this entire box right here of 10. So we are a consolidation inside of an uptrend still. So looking decent. We did get the peak seeker down here printed right here on this candle there. So we did get a peak seeker. That means that this is likely, according to the algorithm, a bottom indication. and that we could be looking for upside. At that same point, we also hit that 30% line on RSI Prime and buried deep in this bottom market here, bottom band on the Ichimoku. If we take a look back here, the last time we were this low, we actually were hitting down here. We got a nice little uptrend arrow. We got the almost down into that bearish, bullish zone there on the oscillator below that 30%. Also printed a divergence there on the Ichimoku, but gave an uptrend, and then that is where we were in that box. So if we take a look at where we are now, again, we got the same thing going on here. Let's bring this in. Only difference is we don't have a divergence going on here because we're in a ranging consolidation, but it does look like we are starting to set up for another upside move on ADA right now. Taking a look here, we do have the 382 coming in at 61.8 cents, but if we are able to break through this and get a test on that, we could be heading again up to that 50% line. This 50%, guys, we get rejected a lot on the 50% line on Fibonacci's, and that would be at about 73 cents. Just say 75 cents for that psychological number. And for this, we're going to go ahead, drop on a T box here, because I believe that 75 cents is going to be what we come up to hit if we break through there. But I'm going to be watching very closely for that 50% mark. Also got a little T box on there for a resistance zone. So there's what we have for that. I'm going to kick it over to you, OC, and you can do what you got.
Absolutely. So XRP, basically, we were using this little method box to see whether we're going to be having a retracement or not. Remember, at the breakout moment, I was looking for it to be above the 45-degree angle for not having a retracement. And also, if I have continuation, I'll be looking for a breakout. It seems like that it did not happen. Look at, we had this reversal here. We went below, and the moment of breakthrough, look at that. We were below that 45-degree angle. So just slightly correction in here, slight correction in here. And as you can see, we're having a little bit of a very nice prediction with that breaking through, going for that retest. Off we go. And then after that, off we go, expecting a pullback, which is this one right here. So let me just remove this one so we can have a much cleaner view here, or let's just get rid of everything. So that's it. And now what is it next? Basically, we have broken this broadened wedge. We're going for the retest, but we did not fall all the way down. We have a little reversal. If we are able to break back above the VPVR, and we are also able to break through this zero line, we could be expecting breaking back in and the next target here. Although my plan A, because it's looking a little bit bearish, it is because we are below the zero line. If we reject, which is what I'm expecting at this point, we're going to be maybe having a fake out. And then first zone will be my support and resistance there. Let me bring them up. Oh, they are, but they're too spread away. Let's just call previous lows in here, all right? Previous lows. That's going to be my next VPVR zone there to look for. And then finally, a big support down there. I'm not heavily invested in XRP.
That's also
I'm holding it.
That's also the smart target is right there in the range of that too. The smart target on that breakout on there. If you move your little box, that smart target's right there in that line. So, yep.
You are completely right. I completely neglected to see that. Yeah, so yeah, it is right there. I mean, the smart target is always kind of like leading the way. And by the way, I did mention XRP as a possible coin to be moving upwards into the rankings. So I'm not desperate on XRP. I'm just taking it slow. I believe it's gonna perform very well this cycle, but I could be wrong. Not financial advice. Yep.
Perfect. All right, TradeFly. What you got, bro? Render. There we go.
Yeah, just looking at render right now. Looks like we are finding support there on the dynamic reactor as well as the 236. So right around 4.33, we're finding some support. So the obvious trend here, just looking at it, is up and right. So it still is trending up and right. Looking at the prime oscillator, that's kind of showing me still there is opportunity for some up and right movement. So where do I think we could go with that? I'm looking, obviously you have this resistance here at about 5.28, and that's where we found resistance already. Now, if you go back left on the charts, because you know I like to zoom out and look at the bigger picture, we have this line that I indicated in purple. So I think we've talked about render before, and this was kind of my top side projection, or the area I'm really looking at as at about 5.5. So I could see us continuing in that direction potentially and getting a rejection there, just because I mean, looking at it, look how bullish this is. I mean, there's not much saying that it's negative until you kind of look here. We did hit some overbought, but you're going to see that when you have something that's continuously moving up and right, you're going to see overbought on some of the indicators. So would that scare you off? Maybe a little bit. The only thing that I would say that's negative is kind of looking at the RSI and how it's trending down and right. So you see, that top there, top there, top there. So you see kind of a trend down and right, which means it's losing a little bit of steam, a little bit of strength, and coming down to the money flow. You're kind of seeing the same picture there. So maybe it loses a little bit of steam right here. Maybe we consolidate in this area between 0.236 and the 0, which is between 5.29 and, like I said, at about 4.28 or so. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I would say maybe some consolidation in this zone. And then really, I think it's going to be based on a lot of the other big players, right? So when Bitcoin decides what it wants to do, because it's consolidating right now, we may see a move with render. I don't know. I think we're losing kind of that whack-a-mole effect where Bitcoin made a move, Ethereum made a move, and then altcoins are all kind of popping all over the place. I think we're all starting to kind of slow down, consolidate. We had our euphoria there for a minute, and now it's kind of a wait and see approach.
Nice. Yeah, so that's a pretty good. I agree with you on that on render. It is a wait and see. Render's had a really good movement though. I want to jump over now to my chart. I'm looking at Injective here, and what I've done is I've thrown, because we have no historical data here. This is Injective versus USDT on Binance, and if we load back and look, we're in discovery zone, guys. Discovery phase on this. Like there's nothing going back, even on the daily, in the price range that we're at. So when you do this, you got to come up with some new creative ways to look at your targets and your projections. So let's go ahead. I'm going to turn off this fixed volume range because everything is down here on that. And we're going to go and take a look at how we could get a movement here based on what we're seeing now. So let's go here, and we can see that we've had a price action movement where it's been down, it came up, it's pulled back, it's came up, it's pulled back, it's creating higher highs, higher lows, right? Now we have come down into this little consolidation back below this what was resistance, now support here. But we are getting a pretty decent candle on the 4-hour right now. But let's go ahead and grab my little projections here, and let's go off of this point here to up here and see what we got. There you go. Bam. Let's get into this and see what we're seeing right now on Injective. So you can see here that we had a run up off of this point. We're basing this off of the pullback up to here. And if it hits in the golden pocket, this is how this trade strategy works. Is that we enter on the 0.382 line, and we go take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3, and the Hail Mary for take profit 4. Well, we hit all 3 of the first 3 targets, but we've pulled back down to the 0 line here, and that is now our support at $34.64 there. We did get a perfect rejection on that 382 again. If we can get back up into here and we prove this negative 618 as our support bounce, we would be heading up here to our Hail Mary target at $52.11 right now. Be watching closely for this 0 line again, and I will be saying that we'll be pointing out here that the dynamic reactor is coming into confluence with that 0 line, so that is looking pretty good there. Let's go take a look and see what we've got on the oscillators here for it. Injective testing that 0 line right now, looking like it's trying to get back up there, and we did get a nice curvature. Guys, there was an indication here on this. You can see right there, the Heikinashi came down, big candles, did a small red candle, and then a big green candle. So at the point right here, this told us that we were looking at upside movement already on the RSI primed, and we do have that signal line turning into that light pink. If it goes into yellow and into green, we got plenty of upside movement on the RSI. We got plenty of upside movement space on the prime oscillator, and we have a ton of upside movement space here on the Ichimoku oscillator. With this big green candle, again, watch for this $38.76 here. But if we can break that and do this line right here, I would be looking at that take target number 4 there. Take profit number for Target. Thank you, at $52.11 on Injective. So that's what I got there. Anybody got anything else? We got about 1 minute. I don't know that we really have time for another one, but if you have something you have to show, I'll pull it over to your chart. If not, we'll go back to Trio Cam.
Let's
good,
go
man.
back to Trio Cam. I have Bunk, but I believe that it's too early to call it.
Yep. All right. So, guys, I do want to point one thing out here real fast. Let me pull this over. This is a post that I had there yesterday on words lines please X. I want to leave you guys with this for today. Most important post of 2024 right here. Don't buy into the BS. And this guy Joe Carlaser said 2024 predictions. 1, the economy won't collapse. Okay. 2, the treasury market won't become illiquid. 3, half the population of Europe is not going to freeze. Oil will not spike to $200 a barrel. There won't be a civil war. There won't be a U.S. CBDC in 2024. Gold is not going to outperform stocks. The U.S. banking system is not going to collapse. And most folks will continue to say Bitcoin is going to zero and won't be able to change their minds. Folks on Twitter will
saying that?
continue to say all of the above. That's what this guy said. People are going to continue to say these things. And that's why I wanted to point out here to you guys right here. Don't buy into the BS. Just, do your thing. Diversify your portfolio. Keep tuning in to people that are giving you guys knowledge and alpha every day. I am all about Alex O's prediction there for 2024. He said, my prediction is 10,000 subs for Piper Academy and one friendly otter friend. Well, I've already checked the box on one of those. I've got a friendly otter friend. I am glad to have that. But we will gladly take 10K subs on here, guys. And you can help. You can help by helping the algorithm, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and sharing this with your friends and telling them they need to subscribe too, guys. We appreciate you joining us here. Happy New Year again to everybody that joined us today. I appreciate y'all being here. OC Tradefly, thank you guys for partaking of the New Year celebration last night and still being here this morning with me. You guys are the MVPs in this team, and I appreciate everything, guys. We'll join you back here tomorrow morning. On Tuesday morning, and the markets will be open again, and we'll see what's going on out there. OC, closing words, Tradefly, closing words, go.
Absolutely. So, guys, thanks so much for being here, right here with us. I know it is very early in the morning, so also shout out to Tradefly that kind of like gives it all being here to be here. So, guys, thank you so much, and throwing it back to Tradefly.
All right, guys. Thank you as always for tuning in. It is much, much appreciated. And really, Piper stole all the magic. So happy New Year's to you guys. Let's get it. 2024. Let's grow.
Let's do it. All right, guys. We'll check you out tomorrow. Check you all out tomorrow morning, right here, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Piper Academy. Thanks for joining us. Remember, trade safe. And as always, use a stop loss.
That was awesome, dude!